Okay. Well, today I'm trying something new. I have plans to use YouTube a lot this winter, but I was not planning on filming a video like this today. I have never made a video like this before, and I don't really know how to make a video like this, but I have too much respect for the people that have championed me. I have too much respect for the fans that have always supported me, the fans who have told me how important what I create is to them. To not let them know that the apps that they use every day are telling their favorite artists and creators the exact opposite. That nothing we do is enough. That it's worthless. It's not just social media too. It's everywhere. I took a year off of social media from Thanksgiving 2023 to just last week, actually. And honestly, surprisingly, it was an extremely hard year. At first, it was awesome. Like, it was such a breath of fresh air. I had so much time. I had so much energy. When I quit social media, I used to get so annoyed when my friends would text me because I was trying not to look at my phone and I was addicted, and they would suck me back into my phone. My phone would vibrate and I'd get pissed. And I was so distant from so many people. And finally, without social media, all I wanted to do was text people. Like, I finally had the energy to talk to them. I had so much space to think. But after a while, without anything to distract myself, I started to think about myself. Like, I started to think about myself, really, with no distractions. My life, my successes, my failures. I learned so much about myself, and a lot of it was stuff I had to work on that I never even knew existed and never would have known existed. My brain chemistry, completely changed. Thankfully, I found a specialist because I had to relearn how to operate every day, how to love myself and rely on myself for the affirmations I used to get online. It wasn't easy, but I learned what was important to me, decided that I want to share what I learned through this music, through this album, and decided that I was going to do things my own way. I've always done things my own way, but this just reinforced it. Without the internet to distract me, and without the influences of without the influences of the internet, I still had passion. I was still driven to create things, and I knew that drive was the most important thing. If it's important to me, if I'm passionate about it, that's all that matters. That was the new belief system that I adopted. One about faith in myself, not religious faith, but a one step past hope. So many people say, I hope I can do this. I hope I can do that. Faith is knowing that good will come as long as I believe in myself. That without the distractions of the internet, without the imposter syndrome, if I believed it would work and I felt driven to create something, I knew that was the most important thing. But that is not what social media believes, and it is not what algorithmically driven companies believe. It is the exact opposite. Completely the opposite. When it was time to release my new song, Who's Haunting You, I looked forward to this day for months. I knew that this first day, when I finally came back to the internet, I was actually really excited for it. While I was still working on myself and unsure and unable to give myself affirmations, I felt kind of lonely and isolated. I looked forward to this day for so long. I thought, if only I could just get back online. If only I could post things and be funny for my fans or release music, that I would feel normal again. And I thought after a year with no fan interaction, it might actually feel good to see all the comments again, to edit the videos, to do the promo. Because I really, really believe in that song. I cried countless times making it, 10 times, 20 times. Every time I added something new to that song that moved me, I would just sit in the studio in tears. When I added the key change, that was a huge thing. When I added the key change to the song, I was like, I love this. People are going to love this. People are going to resonate with this. I'm so happy. I probably worked on that song for 2 years, but is that enough? Is all that stuff I just described enough? Will all that emotion and passion I poured into making that song be enough to prove myself online? Imagine my surprise to learn that apparently Spotify doesn't believe so. Simply uploading your song isn't enough. It hasn't been enough for a long time on social media, but on Spotify, simply posting your song is no longer enough. They give you a whole checklist with statistics related to song success. Pitch the song to our editors to get playlisted. Add a canvas to increase clicks or whatever. And then tucked into that checklist is a feature I had never heard of before called Marquee. Like it literally said there, I was like clicking through the thing, it said, make your release unmissable. Oh my, wow, how could I not? So I'm clicking through this thing, and then without shame, I'm on like the third page of creating one. Spotify straight up asks me to spend $10,000. $10,000 fucking dollars. With no shame. There it is on the page. It hasn't said anything about advertisements. Hasn't said anything about money. Page 3. We believe that with your data and your numbers, the best amount for you to spend for maximum reach is $10,000. Are you fucking kidding me? Honestly, I couldn't believe it. At first I laughed hysterically, and I made this funny video about it. $10 is a great amount for you to spend. Yeah. But now thinking about that later, like thinking about this right now, how is this supposed to make me feel as an artist? Someone who's like struggling to believe in myself. What is Spotify saying to me when it says that to make my release special, I need to give them $10,000? That to reach my audience is going to cost me thousands of dollars. And on top of that, they list it at 50 cents a click. Yet a single stream generates 0.004 cents. What does that tell me? What does that tell you about the real value of a stream and the real value of user retention? I want you to think about that part specifically. The value of users' clicks, just their attention. Why is it worth so much? Why does Spotify say that it's worth 500 times, or like, I don't know the fucking math, hundreds of times more than a stream? Why is getting someone to click why is getting just someone to click the ad worth so much? Because that is the only thing that matters to any of these companies. The artists don't matter. The creators don't matter. The users don't matter. Their attention is the only thing that matters. We exist in an online landscape where your time, okay, your most valuable asset in life, is the thing that social media companies and algorithmically driven companies want most. Before I got back on Instagram, I went on my account and I unfollowed like 500 people. Somehow I was still following more than like 200 people. And while I was tinkering with the app, I refreshed my feed and it said, "You're all caught up in posts for the last 3 days." And I didn't believe it. I was like, yeah, what? I've never fucking seen this message before. And I did it again, and there it is again. "You're all caught up on posts for the last 3 days." Not a single person of the hundreds of people I still follow had posted to their feeds in the last 3 days. And I realized something in that moment. The moment the clarity shot through me, I was like, holy fuck, no way I'm looking at this. Not a single person had posted. Instagram doesn't care because they don't want their posts. They want your attention. They want your time. The creators don't matter. What they create doesn't matter. All that matters is that you are looking. They have found out how to generate the most money in the most efficient way simply by making you look. You don't even have to use the app the way that you think it's intended for. Sharing photos with your friends, with your family, checking in on people. None of that shit matters. You simply just have to look. Because if you look at Instagram, you're looking at an advertisement. You literally have a mobile electronic billboard in your pocket at all times that your muscle memory tells you to check. And the only reason you aren't freaked out by that idea, like an automatic advertisement machine, is because the app changed so gradually that no one noticed the switch. Like if you teleported back in time 50 years and looked to the future and you saw that everyone's muscle memory was telling them to bust out their phone and the first thing they see is an ad, you'd be like, that's fucking Black Mirror. That's the definition of a Black Mirror episode. But they changed the app so gradually over time while people were still addicted to it that no one noticed. They defined their ideal content that works and generates them the most money, vertical videos, and nothing else matters. Nothing else is viable if you want to grow or be discovered. They've destroyed the attention span of their user base to such a degree that artists are expected to fight with these companies and with these advertisements for 3 seconds of screen time on someone's phone before they just keep swiping. Turning artists, painters, musicians, tattoo artists, 2D artists, graphic artists, anything that you can think of, any kind of art, guess what? Now they're vertical video influencers. The creator isn't important to them anymore at all. Unless your video is vertical, what you create and the passion you put into your project is not important. Think back to the song I was just telling you about. Artists put immense pressure on themselves to wear all these different hats. Influencer, content creator, streamer, just to compete in this landscape. But what does that say to someone like me, whose music is the window to their soul? Like, I write all of this shit, and I put all of my heart into it because it is me. And they say that doesn't matter. It says your tears are fake. It says the passion you put into your project is worthless unless you play by our rules. It's horrible. It hurts. Use TikTok. You have to do TikTok. Oh, you have to do Reels. Oh, if you only post as Reels now, you shouldn't be posting this way. You should be posting that way. Blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I don't care. And I always felt insulted. I always felt a little bit insulted that I was expected to do that. I couldn't put my finger on why. I felt like it was a personal insult for these social media companies to demand that I create content in a certain way. And now I understand why. Because now I understand what they're saying. Now I understand what they've always been saying. Today was the release of my song, and I feel dirty. Honestly, I feel gross. Using that app to announce my album, to try to communicate with my fans, with all of you on a platform that sees me as a relic that it either needs to get the fuck out or needs to change, and sees my art as nothing but the wrong format. It sucks. It really sucks. It's challenging. It's really challenging. But thankfully, I've put in the work, and I was ready for this. So I'm surprised by it. I was surprised by how much it still affected me when I returned. A year away, I thought I'd come back and it would be easy. I thought I'd be able to do my own thing, not play any of these games, and just be above it and be like, no, I couldn't. I thought that it wasn't going to bother me as much as it did, but today I didn't really celebrate. I felt kind of weird, and it kind of made me sad. And I don't want to feel that way. I want to be connected to my fans. I want to show you guys the respect you deserve. And I want to give you guys a way to communicate with me that doesn't make you feel guilty. So starting now, I actually think I plan on using YouTube a lot more. I want to create what I want to create and share it however I see fit. And I think YouTube might be the place, like the only one that lets me do that. I watched a lot of YouTube in my year off, and really it seems people can do whatever they want. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'd at least like to try. Things are going to change. I'm making a video about this and I'm speaking on this, but I feel like a lot of people feel the way I do. Every artist I talk to feels the way I feel, whether it's tattoo artists, visual artists, musicians, painters, photographers. Everyone can sense that change is coming, and people are desperate for it. People are leaving Twitter en masse. People are so desperate to try out Blue Sky. Now people even just today are trying out Chinese social media for fun. Why do you think none of those people are going back to Instagram? Oh, it's because it's horrible. People want something new so bad. And I'm making a video about this now, and I'm talking about this publicly, but I do not think I will be the last. No, I think I am. I think every artist is going to be saying what I'm saying in just a few years. It's going to be common knowledge that your favorite artists hate social media. Hate their social media. Hate the way that they're expected to act on social media. I don't think I'm going to be the person who creates the next social media that's friendly to artists. I asked myself a few times, I'm like, I feel so passionately about this. Maybe it should be me. But I don't know how to create social media. I don't know how to create an app. No chance. But if I can just at least inspire you to rethink your relationship with social media, to think of new ways to connect to your favorite artists, then making this video was worth it. That's all I wanted to do. I'm taking the road less traveled with this album. I'm doing things my way, and I'm shooting myself in the foot every step I take. But every door I open, looking for a new way to connect with my fans, every door I open trying something new that isn't the way that I'm told to do things, is an opportunity to find a way that is fulfilling. It's an opportunity to find it's worth it. It's worth it. Because this sucks. This sucks. But it's worth it to find a solution. Maybe I'll find it. Maybe we don't need a new social media. Maybe I'll just find it. But until then.